Hey everyone, welcome back. I am excited for another episode of More Than Before. I'm Nathan Cook. We're going to spend some time together, you and me, as we dive into the topic of getting what you want. Have you ever had something that you wanted so badly in life that you just didn't know how you were going to get it? And you went everywhere to figure out how to get it, but you just couldn't get it? I've been there, I've done that. And there are still things that I'm still running after. There's things that I'm still searching for. And so today I want to give you some really great points of what you can take away today to start getting the things that you want in life. Hey, before I help you get what you want in life, would you help me get something that I want in life, which is more subscribers to the podcast? Help me get what I want, what I really, really want. I want to really, really want a zigga zigga ah. Yes, I just did that. I'm sorry. If you help me get those listeners, if you help me get those subscribers, maybe I won't sing anymore. No, that's not true. I'm still going to sing. But hey, we are talking about how do you get what it is that you want in life? First of all, I've got 6 points I'm going to give to you. We're going to try and condense this time. We're going to get a lot of value in for your time. So number one, you ready to go? How do you get what you want? First of all, you got to know what you want. Do you know what you want in life? I find that many people don't know what it is that they want in life. They think they know what they want in life, but they've never given any time to think about what they want in life. In fact, someone else has told them what they want in life. So they go after the thing that they think that they want in life, but then never get what they want in life because it's not really what they want in life. So what is it that you want in life? Have you spent time figuring out what it is that you want in life? Or is it a pipe dream that someone else has installed in you? How many of us have been told that we should become doctors, or maybe we should go and do this other thing over here? Maybe we should join this group or do this or do that because someone else said that we should do it because we're good at it. And yet it wasn't something that we really desired in life. Can I encourage you right now, between now and the next time that we have another one of these podcasts, would you spend a little bit of time writing down what it is that you want, getting clear on it, right? Last week, we talked about the reticular activator, which if you weren't listening last week, go listen to last week. Reticular activator, amazing teaching. But here's what I can say is if you don't know what you want, you're never going to know that you have it when you get it. And if you don't know what you want and you don't know that you have it when you get it, then how are you going to be happy or satisfied in life? And so can I encourage you, spend a little bit of time, figure out what it is that you want. It doesn't have to be a house in the Hamptons or a vacation to Tahiti or fill in the blank. It could be something as simple as I want to have a great relationship with my grandkids. I want to have a great relationship with my kids. I want to have coworkers that I can go out and I can spend time with and go golfing with, or fill in the blank of whatever it is. What is it that you desire in life? Write it down. Get crystal clear, because that's the first step. If you don't know what it is that you want in life, you're never going to get it. So if you have something that you feel like you've really wanted, but you've never written it out, you've never defined what it is and what it looks like to have it, man, you're missing out. You're not going to get it unless you can define it. So spend some time doing that. Number 2, prioritize what matters most in your life. We are very interesting individuals. We have many priorities. There's a lot of things that we juggle on our plates. Notice I say priorities, plural, because we like to put everything as a priority in our life. Everything's a priority in life. Our health is a priority. Wealth is a priority. Family is a priority. Going to the store and doing this is a priority. Getting stamps is a priority. Mowing the lawn is a priority. There's priorities left and right. And here's what I know. The more priorities you have in life, the less priorities you actually really have. If you think everything is important, nothing is. I hope you hear that. If you think that everything in your life is important, nothing is important. If everything is a 5 alarm where you're going and putting fires out, if everything is something that you have to put out, nothing is actually important in your life. And I've experienced that this past week as I was reflecting on this lesson, figuring out how I wanted to give value to you. I was thinking about all the things that I could share and realizing that, yeah, I could share all these things, but is it really going to benefit you? Is it really going to benefit me as I dive more into these different subjects? What is the priority in your life? What are you going after? This thing that you really want. Whether it's an experience or a relationship or fill in the blank. Are you prioritizing what matters most in order to get there? Because I can tell you this, Netflix is most likely not on your priority list if you want to get something. If you want to have a better relationship, spending time with your spouse or with your kids watching a show isn't going to get you the relationship that you want. And so prioritizing that over, maybe a game night where you can actually do an interactive game with your family or with friends. Spend some time thinking of how you can reprioritize your life. We talked about priorities last week. Go back, listen to it. It was a great episode. Number 3, you got to make room. You got to make space for the things that you want. If you look around your house, there's probably so much stuff in your house, you probably couldn't fit anything else in your house. Our lives are so packed full. There's so much in them that we can't fit any opportunities. We can't fit anything else in. And most of us want more in our life, and yet we're unwilling to let go of the things that are in our life. We're unwilling to clean up areas of our life to welcome in new things. This last weekend, we had some friends over. They have a couple kids, and they came over with their kids, and we had our kids. And as I was thinking about this, how do you welcome people into your home? Well, first of all, you gotta make time. You gotta make time to invite them over, but then you also have to make time that you're going to clean. Right? Because if you don't have space in your house to host people, no one's going to stay. Do you have so much clutter in your life that you can't welcome in opportunities? But here's the other thing. Some of us, maybe it's not making space in our life to bring things in. Maybe we need to bring something into our life to make things welcome. I love the phrase that you can't make things happen, but you can make things welcome in your life. If you have friends over, if you have someone come over and they walk in the door and there is no furniture, how long do you think they're going to stay in your house? They're not going to stay long. They might stand and chat for a little bit, but they're not going to stay for a long extended period of time. But if you have a nice sofa with a nice end table where it has one of those nice little coasters and a nice cup of coffee or tea or hot chocolate or whatever the person drinks, and you set everything up and you say, hey, you can sit anywhere you want, but you know exactly what they like and you've set up the space just for them, they're going to just naturally gravitate towards it. Things in your life aren't happening because you're not making them welcome in your life. We live in a society and a culture of you got to make it happen. You got to grind. I hate that. I don't think you got to grind. I think you got to make things welcome in your life. You got to make space in your life for the things that you want, for the things that you desire. What do you need to change in your life to make things welcome? To welcome the new possibility of what it is that you really want? I can't answer that for you, but I hope you spend some time thinking about that. That's number 3, make room. Number 4, let go of how you think it should be done and just think about the ways that it could be done. In life, there's always more than one answer. I love that. John Maxwell talks about that. There's always more than one answer. And I think that's true. There's more than one way to skin a cat, which I still don't understand that. So if you know that, you can send it. No, actually, don't send that to me. I don't need to know that. I don't need that in the back of my mind of where that thing came from. But there is always more than one way. And if you have more than one way to do something, that means there's more opportunities for success. Because if option A doesn't work, then you move to option B, and then C, and then D. And sometimes when you get to option X, that's the option that is the best. But if you only think there's one option, If that one option doesn't work for you, if that one answer doesn't work, then you give up on the dream that you desired. So what answers in your life are you holding on to that you're unwilling to let go of to realize that there's more than one answer? Now, for those of you with faith, there's one answer, right? There is one answer. I will say that as a caveat. But in life, there are multiple solutions to a problem. But we have to be willing and be open to the different solutions that are there. And not only that, can I tell you this, that there's more than one person to learn from. Who are you learning from? Are you only learning from people that are on stage? Are you only learning from, the bookworms? Or are you learning from the guy at the gas station that might have something to say? I remember years ago, I can't remember who said it. I can learn anything from anyone. I think it might have been Zig Ziglar. And it's true. You can learn from the gas station attendant. You can learn something from your mechanic. You can learn something from your kids. You can learn something from your neighbors, from your parents. You can learn something from everything in your life if you're open and willing for the lesson. Number 5, be useful to others. I think if you really want to get something, you got to be useful to others. Is what you want useful to others, or is it just useful to you? I meet a lot of people in life that have a lot of great gifts, and what do they use those gifts for? Self-promotion and getting themselves ahead. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting ahead. There's nothing wrong with getting a promotion. There's nothing wrong with improving yourself and using your gifts. But can I tell you, if that's the only thing you're using it for, you are missing out massively in your life. You're missing out on a compounding effect that happens when you start using your gifts for other people. When you start using your gifts for other people start to be willing to help you be more successful. I love that old quote that if you help other people get what they want, they'll help you get what you want. And yes, that's true. But really, the desire that you should have is to use your gifts in every way to bless other people. Because when you do that, not only do other people want to bless you, but your Father in heaven also wants to bless you. So be useful. Remember that your gifts aren't for you. Your gifts are for other people. Number 6, do what other people are unwilling to do. There's 2 kinds of people that I meet in my business life and even in day-to-day. There are people that are willing to put in the effort, but only for a short amount of time. If they'll kill themselves left and right for a short amount of time, but then if it doesn't work within a month, within a couple weeks, then this idea is probably not a good idea. On the other side, there are people that will spend their entire lives going after an opportunity, but they never put in the effort. You might know these people as the people that say they're going to do something, but they never actually do anything. At the end of the day, you got to be both. You got to not only put in the time, but you have to put in the effort. Dave Ramsey, a number of years ago, about 2 years ago, I was at they invited me to an event out in Tennessee. It was called the Influencer Event. And while I was at the Influencer Event, I was reminded of this concept that Dave shares. If you focus your effort and your energy for a long period of time, you can get amazing results. Are you putting in the time? Are you putting in the effort? Because if you're putting in the time and the effort, then you're going to get great results. You see, here's the equation. Focused effort over time equals amazing results. Catch that. Focused effort, meaning your efforts aren't everywhere. They're not spread out. They're focused on one thing. Your efforts focused over time. Are you putting in the time? Are you waiting for the time? I think most people want to be an overnight success and forget that in order to be an overnight success, you need probably a decade of time of doing what you're doing. It takes time. Focused effort over time equals amazing results. And if you really want to compound those amazing results and get supernatural results, unbelievable results, you got to put God in the equation. I love that Dave talks about this. Focused effort over time times God equals unbelievable results. If you want unbelievable results, if you want to get the things you want in life, include God. Focus your efforts and focus your time. Now, those were the 6 things for the teaching today. But I want to give you one more, because I think there's one more that's really important. Because if you're listening to this, if you've listened to anything from anyone, most people will listen to a podcast, but most people will not implement. What did I say today that you need to actually go and work on? You might be driving right now and listening to this. And if you are, I hope you go back and I hope you re-listen to this in a moment where you can actually take notes. And you could write out and say, you know what? This is something I really need to focus on. I need to create space. I'm not creating space for the things that I want in my life. I'm not creating space for my family. I'm not creating space in my life to be healthy or work out. What do you need to create space for? Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to do something. If you want something new in your life, you got to do something. And if you're going to do something, you have to think differently. But if you don't spend any time thinking differently or trying to think differently, you're never going to do anything differently. And you're always going to have the same results over and over and over. And if you're getting frustrated right now in your life because you don't feel like you're getting different results, you're not getting the results that you want, that you're not moving closer to the dreams that you have in your life, the place that you feel like you're supposed to be, the place that you feel like God is calling you to be. If you feel like you are stuck right now, you're stuck because you're not doing the things that you're called to do. You got to go back to prioritization. What are the things you need to be doing right now that God is calling you to do right now? And you got to spend a little bit of time doing that. Don't just listen to the podcast, turn it off, and then go about your day. Listen to the podcast, pause for a moment, reflect, think, what was it about this teaching that I was able to implement into my life and use it? I promise you this. If you're willing to stop and do this last point, number 7, to reflect and do something that matters today, I promise you're going to have some great results. I promise you that you're going to achieve the dreams and the things that you really want in your life. But you got to be willing to do the hard work over time, and you got to be willing to do it over and over and over again. Hey, I really do appreciate you. I love spending time with you. If the podcast served you, would you share it with someone? It'll help me with my numbers. It'll help you add value to your friends, to the people that you know. But most of all, I just want to say thank you for spending some time with me. Until next time, remember to be more, see more, and experience more.